watching a master at work.
You ready? Let's go! Yeah. For those of you that want to know what we're all about, it's like this, y'all. This is 10% luck, 20% skill, 15% concentrated power of will, 5% pleasure, 50% pain, and 100% reason to remember the name. Let's go.
Louisville. You don't get warm about this time of year. You know what start coming out?
The horses.
The horses start coming out, and then men start coming out. You know what I'm talking about. You know the men that got that pickup truck.
Oh, with the watermelons in the back?
And
they got selling everything.
And they always got everything for you, and they all sound the same. Hey there, how you doing there?
Watermelon, ice cold.
See, you know what I'm talking about. And then they ask you the same question. How your mom doing? Hey,
all right.
She doing all right?
We got collard greens.
Got collard greens. I got some tomatoes in the back of the truck, baby. You come on.
And string beans.
And I heard Leroy, he want a puppy. Yeah, Bessie had another litter.
Really?
Come get them puppies. But tell it like it is. We back, 7 o'clock, UPTV Channel 6.
So, fresh from the Derby.
The Derby. You were down there.
I was down there.
Street sense.
It rained.
It rained, got a little muddy.
Oh, yeah. It's ridiculous.
Well, did you have a good time, though?
Yes, I did.
I can tell. You got a glow about you. People go out of town, and they go have a little fun, like, spring break or Cancun, and they come back, they had that little glow. Bun Dog's put the camera back on him for a second. Look at it.
Got the glow.
Got that glow.
That show.
Yeah. Well, we got the show going on tonight.
All right.
First of all, we got I'm not going to call it a replacement. Stack Girl, the sequel. Number two. Stack Girl, number 2.
Oh, backup.
Backup Stack Girl.
ML Carr.
Right. Just coming off the bench, pushing buttons. So, thank you for showing up tonight and helping us out. We got Coach running the system around here, and we got Special K in the back pushing the buttons. So we're going to have a 60-minute fun-filled ride on UPTV to talk a little sports.
Enjoyable ride.
Now, you know what we're going to start with?
The Bulls.
Now, I got a question. What does NBA stand for?
It stands for National Basketball Association, but
it's not starting to stand for No Bulls Allowed.
Wow, it was hard to believe. I sit there. I had a little league practice. I come home. They up by 19 points. I go in and take a shower. Rasheed Wallace hit the 3 before the half to cut it to 1. I go get me something to eat, and I come back, and Chauncey Billups is posting up to take the lead.
Posting up is the correct word. He took them to the post and pulled out an 81-74 victory. The Detroit Pistons are now up 3-0 on the Chicago Bulls, going into Game 4 Sunday in the United Center. Bulls fans, last week we talked about it, and I said the Pistons in 6. I don't even think we're going to get those extra 2 in. I think it'll
be 5. They might win 1.
I think what happened last night, and you described it best earlier when we were off the air, that was some old-fashioned surgery that the Pistons performed.
Oh, yeah, with a dull knife. We're going to cut you. We're going to cut you hard. We ain't going to use no good scalpel. We're going to get the old butter cutter and go rip, rip, rip.
Hey, that hurt.
I don't care.
But don't do that.
They ain't give you no anesthesia either.
They sure didn't. Bulls got no anesthesia, and they don't have any post-play either.
No.
If you notice, before the series started, we were talking about the different matchups, Bullops, Gordon, Tayshaun Prince, etc. I said the X factor was going to be Rasheed Wallace, And in honor, I wore his old Portland Trailblazers jersey for him tonight.
He's shining.
He's shining, and he's shining for one of the reasons that I'm looking at with Detroit. With the addition of Chris Webber.
He didn't score a point.
It doesn't have to. You know what he does? He does all the things that you need your 5-man to do when you got Prince, Billups, Hamilton, and Wallace scoring points. Chris Webber, all he has to do is rebound, play defense.
You're right.
And
he did.
And after, 15 years in the league, he finally decided, I'm going to play rebound and play defense.
Come home. He had no choice.
Yeah, if he wanted to play, you're right. So Bulls fans.
Didn't look too promising.
Yeah, baby, we got some maters for you. Get some, But you ain't going to get no victory.
Not tonight.
Not tonight. So as we said earlier, if you want to give us a hit, 384-999, what is it? What? 384-2452. Backup Stat Girl said. Tell it like it is, 384-2452. Give us a call if you're a Bulls fan, or if you're not a Bulls fan. We'll talk about last night's game. And
about any sports.
yes.
Challenge us.
Say that one more time.
Challenge us. How about Manchester?
Well,
Stanton.
the Piccadilly crowd. You know who we're talking to. Piccadilly, they go pick up the adult beverages before the show. Give us a holler.
You're right.
Now, Detroit, they're just methodically walking through the playoffs right now.
Undefeated.
They
7-0.
swept Orlando. That was just practice.
Yeah.
We're talking about practice.
That was a tune-up.
Practice.
Yeah.
Not a game. Practice.
Practice.
And now the Bulls.
That's a warm-up.
Wow. Do you see this train stopping at all?
I keep telling you, like I told you before, it will stop, but it'll be in the finals against San Antonio.
Good point. Speaking of the West, speaking of San Antonio, the Utah Illini.
That's what they are.
The Utah Illini, led by Darren Williams
Deron.
and D. Brown.
Daniel D. Brown.
Now, D. Brown better call Ron Konoski because he's going to have old dollar collar on for a couple days.
Right.
He's
He's
hurting a
probably
little bit.
done for the year.
You think so?
Yeah, I mean, that was an ugly injury.
It looked worse than what it was. I think he got his neck stretched a little bit. He got a little giraffe syndrome going. He got a long neck. But D. Brown, Utah Jazz, up 2 on the surprising Golden State Warriors. Now, we all know that Golden State put out the number 1 seed in the West, the Dallas Mavericks. Now they're taking on the Utah Jazz, and in 2 exciting games. First game was 116-112 Utah. Darren Williams had 500?
They only had 565.
565. He
2,500 rebounds. 10,000 assists.
Is this the Darren Williams that played here?
Same one, same guy. He's doing it.
The same Darren Williams?
I mean, Houston was okay. Golden State don't play defense.
Right.
I mean, you never know Mr. Nelson that had played in the defense anywhere he played. I mean, it's all about, hey, outscore you. Ball comes out of the net, you score. Ball comes out of the net, they go down court.
Yeah, but now, I agree with you there, but I got a question. Game 2, Golden State was up by 5 with 15.4 seconds left.
Pressure busted pipe. Baron Davis with the free throw line missed 2 free throws. He hit 1 of the 2. It's 1-1 going back to Golden State, where they only lost 10, 11 games this year at home.
Right.
So now they go back 0-2, desperate. I think they're tied up.
You think they're tied up?
They went 2 at home. I mean, the people wear them yellow shirts and talk crazy and loud there. You know how the people in Oakland are.
Yeah. I think Hammer, he might be out there.
Oh, yeah.
Little halftime entertainment. He's an old Oaktown boy, and we might even get a little DJ Quick or something going on.
But I mean, the West, that is a good matchup. I mean, then you have San Antonio and Phoenix. I mean, like today, I was reading on TV that Stoudemire said Bruce Bowen is playing dirty. They said the Spurs are playing dirty.
Well, Here's the thing that, we talked earlier and said the NBA stands for no bulls allowed. It also stands for no boys allowed. Amari Stoudemire, this is the playoffs.
You're right.
You do whatever it takes.
Sing it or bring it. You got to.
Or what we say in baseball or softball, catch it or wear it. And he's right now wearing it.
I mean, because you look at San Antonio. San Antonio is playing excellent defense.
Yeah.
Excellent. I mean, even though they're the type team, they can play up-tempo, half-court game. If you want to go out back behind the shed and get in the fight, they'll send the guys out there.
Yeah.
But, I mean, for them to say they're playing dirty is like they're trying to get in the ref's ear, watch the close play, because Bruce Bowen played belly defense.
Now, the play you're referring to was Stoudemire got an offensive rebound, was at his basket, and as he was going up, the video shows that Bowen tried to take his feet from under him by almost stepping on the back of his heel. And, he's talking about taking out his Achilles heel. Was it dirty?
It's part of the game.
It's just, I agree. You do whatever it takes at this point in the season to survive and advance. And that's all you're trying to do is survive and advance. I think Amari Stoudemire might want to, check himself. Go check himself. He might want to go take a walk in the restroom and
see where he's coming from.
See which side he's swinging on. Because right now, NBA playoffs.
Hey, it's win or go home.
And he get ready to go home. He keep crying like that.
You're right. Even though it's 1-1.
But we'll see what these folks at home are thinking. Give us a call, 384-2452. 384-2452. Another matchup, NBA playoffs. The Nets are down 0-2.
To the Cavaliers.
Kings in the game.
That's what it is, too, a game.
And right now, Cleveland is out rebounding New Jersey 100-69.
Guys in New Jersey, they don't have no big man. They got runners and gunners, but they ain't got no true big man. And it's soft in the middle.
And if you don't have the ball, you can't run.
No.
And if you're being out rebounded by a margin of plus 31, that's 31 additional opportunities for Cleveland.
That's 60-some points possible.
That's the difference in the game. The horses that New Jersey has, whether it's Jason Kidd, Richard Jefferson,
Hurt,
Vince Carter,
old,
wheels starting to come off that bus real quick.
Yeah.
And
who,
King,
can't name nobody else.
No.
Who else played for New Jersey?
I couldn't name the big man. Now they do have a 95-year-old Cliff Robinson on the bench. So if Cliff Robinson gets his Medicare card and gets clearance to the league, he might be able to get out there. But Cliff Robinson, he's not a rebounder. He's not a banger. He's played in his 95-year career in the NBA.
He's an outside man.
He's a perimeter player. So Cliff Robinson is not the answer for New Jersey. The fact that New Jersey just advanced through that first round against Toronto.
It was luck.
It was. Toronto was inexperienced. They didn't have the guys who understood what it meant to play playoff basketball. That's why New Jersey survived that series in advance. But they're done. Cleveland Cavaliers are rolling just like the Detroit Pistons. Looks like it'll be Cleveland and Detroit in the East to see who goes to the NBA Finals out of the East.
Steve James might be in trouble.
Now in the West, we talked about Utah and Golden State. We've already talked about San Antonio and Phoenix. Based on what you've seen right now, who do you see coming out of the West and why?
For the NBA Finals?
For the NBA Finals.
San Antonio. Because they a veteran, complete team. I mean, they don't have any flaws in their armor right now. Mm-hmm. I mean, you got Tim Duncan. The only flaw he can't shoot free throws.
Right.
But I mean, the man can go inside, outside. You got Bruce Bowen, and you got 90-year-old Robert Horry that sit over in the corner. Oh, they forgot about me. I'm gonna shoot a three. How many times have he burnt teams?
I think when him and Wilt Chamberlain played together, I think he
think
burned
so.
a couple of teams. So
Yeah, I mean, it started by Sacramento when he played against Sacramento.
when he played for the Lakers,
Yeah. Hit that 3
Well, no, you even rewind your tape even further.
with the Rockets.
When he played for the Houston Rockets back in the mid '90s, Robert Horry was doing that.
Yeah, against Orlando.
Yeah. So, like you just pointed out, veteran players, clutch
Veteran.
player, understand.
And a good coach.
Yes. Greg Popovich is doing a great job
Yes.
with San
I
Antonio.
mean, you got Tony Parker, Ginobili. I mean, them veteran guys.
Yeah. And with veteran guys and veteran leadership, they understand the game. I thought before the series that, as I said before, with Amari Stoudemire coming back, it gave him a presence in the middle for Phoenix. And with Steve Nash distributing the ball to Sean Marion, Boris Diaw, and Barbosa, I thought Phoenix was going to run out of the West and it would be them against Detroit.
Nah.
The way Stoudemire just cried, as we talked about earlier,
You know,
I don't think that's gonna happen.
You know, they've been averaging over 100 points a game. I think when they go to San Antonio, series going to be in the 70s and 80s.
think so.
Oh, yeah, half-court game.
Yeah, the old saying, you know, offense sells tickets, defense wins championship.
true.
San Antonio knows how to play defense, so I might have to can I change my pick?
No.
You mind if I pick out there?
No.
If I can change my pick, please give Backup Stat Girl a call at 384-2452 and let us know if I can change my pick or what your pick is as we go through the second round of the NBA playoffs. It looks like the second round series will be over this weekend. So when you're sitting back celebrating Mother's Day, there's some teams that'll be going fishing, as they say on TNT. So
Gone fishing.
gone fishing, moving on.
Moving on.
Now, moving on. We talk basketball, talk NBA playoffs. First month of the Major League Baseball season.
Baseball.
Playing some baseball.
Who'd have thought?
Who'd have thunk it? I said at the beginning of the season, and I'll keep saying it, and I'll keep repeating it, and it'll sound like an old long playing record. The St. Louis Cardinals,
Oh, yeah.
they on the decline.
They're bad. You know why?
Why is that?
They can't drink in the locker room no more.
Is it the alcohol, or is it just the fact that they can't play?
Well, it's the alcohol, and they not hitting anymore. Pujols come up to bat. You look at a steady little ticker at the bottom. 1 for 3, 0 for 3, 0 for 4. Maybe I hit a home run here and there.
Now, if you think about it, just go back, 2 years ago? The most feared 3, 4, and 5 batters in the National League were Albert Pujols, Scott Rowland, and Jim Edmonds.
Dangerous. Choose your poison.
That's it. You pitch around Pujols, Rowland to burn you. You pitch around those two,
Here
Edmonds goes yard.
Yep.
It was incredible what they were doing with those three. And then you had guys like Eckstein, excellent leadoff batter, guys who knew how to work the count, get on base, give you base runners.
He's bad eighth now.
And he'll be batting 18th next year. The World Series MVP. Who'd have thunk it?
Wow. I mean, they can't blame it on the guy, Josh Hancock getting killed. I mean, they were losing games before he got killed.
Right.
They've been getting smashed.
Yes, they have. They've been, and the reason why we talk about the hitting, but they're pitching.
Oh, man.
Cardinals pitching is atrocious.
It's like the Yankees.
And Chris Carpenter is
Done.
done. You know, he's had surgery to have some bone fragments removed from his elbow. They give you a time frame of 8 to 10 to 12 weeks. 12 weeks, last time I checked, carried 3 for, that's 3 months.
It's a whole lot.
That's 3 months. That means that if we look at May, June, and July, when he comes back, it'll be mid-August.
Yep.
The Cardinals will be about 20 games below 500 at that point.
But that division, oh, man. Who's leading that division?
The Milwaukee Brewers. Old Milwaukee. White can, red. Oh, not. We're talking about baseball.
Baseball.
My fault.
I ain't talking about
Old Miller.
where the guys fishing and they
Fish,
drive.
right. Yeah, tell your mama, yeah, this old Milwaukee pretty good. It tasted.
Yep.
But the Milwaukee Brewers, led by Cecil's boy.
Prince.
Yeah.
He's a big boy.
Not that, the wrong Prince.
The wrong Prince.
Wrong
the big Prince.
The big Prince. Prince Fielder.
He's knocking him.
The National League Central is being led by a Prince. And he is leading them. Milwaukee Brewers, as you said earlier, we're going to find out if they're for real. But right now,
they play New York Mets tonight. The Mets. 3-game set.
what do you think going to happen?
We'll find out if they're for real. I mean, that's when you'll find out how good a team is when they come against some real competition.
Yeah.
Always.
I agree. Mets and the Atlanta Braves are both playing 600-plus baseball.
Philly's starting to come around.
Yeah. Philly's got too much talent to be where they're at. I think the other thing, Ryan Howard, is starting to come off that. I think he's having a sophomore slump.
Too much pressure.
Too much pressure. The fact that you jump out there the way he did last year and do the things, you set the standard so high, the expectations are going to be higher this year.
And I think 50 home runs, they expect 60.
Exactly. And I think that's what he's fighting with right now.
Yes.
Now, the Cubs.
Your Chicago Cubs.
My Chicago Cubs.
They hit a little streak here for a while.
Cubs are now in second place in the National League Central. The problem with the Chicago Cubs are one-run games. Cubs are 2-7 in one-run games. You know who's even equal or worse?
Cincinnati Reds.
The New York Yankees.
Are they?
Yes, the Yankees have the compatible record in one-run games like the Cubs. The Cubs bullpen is what's killing them. The middle relief.
Well, they better keep the starting pitchers out a little longer or go find them somebody.
Rich Hill and Jason Marquis have ERAs of 1.7. That's incredible.
It is.
1.7. Now, the thing that's really killing the Cubs on top of the middle relief, Carlos Zambrano. His ERA is almost 6+.
He's, I don't know, he's erratical.
Well,
I think if you hit a home run off of him, he just loses it. And next thing you know, he's a good hitter, though. He's an excellent hitter for a pitcher.
So what you're saying, we need to pull him off the mound and just let him pinch hit?
Well, with Daisy's not pitching. Hey, come on in.
Right. Carlos.
Hey, they did Mike Hampton that way.
Yeah, they did. They definitely did. Now, my thing with the Cubs, Alfonso starting to come around.
Yes.
Alfonso Soriano, the $150 trillion pickup this year, free agent, center fielder for the Cubs. I think two things happened as to why Soriano's bat is coming around. When they brought Felix Pié up to play center field and they moved Soriano to left field, he didn't have the pressure of actually having to play the toughest position in the outfield.
Yep.
I think that was number one. And number two, it started to get warm. We talked about this a couple weeks ago.
It's warming up.
It's warming up, and as the temperature went
Balls
up,
will start flying.
that's it. The air gets a little thinner, and them balls just start. He's got 12 doubles,
That's good.
3 home runs, but he can't run the bases.
No, he's lazy.
He's been thrown out, I think, 4 times already this season.
Is it his fault or the coaches?
I think it's Alfonso.
Well, we need to work on him.
Yeah, we definitely need to work on him. D. Lee, he's leading the league in terms of his batting average. Ramirez is starting to come around. Chiriot, he is now getting more playing time, and for the longest, people have been saying that he needed to be on the field. They've moved Jock Jones, because PA went back to the AAA, so they moved Jock Jones out of right field in the center. So if they can leave him out there, and then as we talked about the pitching, if the starting pitching can start to extend out, instead of going 6 innings, go 7, go 8, it reduces the middle relievers from coming in.
You're right.
Dempster comes in.
You got to stretch it. Like Lou Piniella say, we got to find something somewhere.
Yeah. Well, they're going to find something. Cubs in second place. I think they're 6.5 out right now as we speak. They did lose 2 or 3 to the Pirates. That was my team back in the day when I was a
Shorty.
When I was this big.
Willis Stargell.
Ooh, the lumber company. Ooh, boy. Manny Sanguillen catching, Doc Ellis on the mound, Roberto Clemente, and then the Cobra, Dave Parker. But I digress. I apologize. Some of y'all out there who don't know what I'm talking about, get on the internet. Look it up. That's what we'll tell you. But yeah, Cubs baseball, Cardinals baseball. You got any questions, you hit us at 384-2452. Or if you want to talk about, as my good road dog, Bun Dog, told you, challenge us.
You're right. And speaking of challenge, what do you think about Roger Clemens?
Who?
$28 million to play baseball for 4 months. That's $4.5 million per month.
Well, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to find out what this caller thinks. Caller, tell us your name. Tell us where you're calling from. Tell it like it is.
Hey, what's happening now, Joe?
What's going on?
It's D, man.
How you feeling?
I tell you what, $28 million, man, that's a lot of money. But of course, that's the Rocket. Now, if you can come and take the Yankees to the playoffs, to the World Series, then it'll be worth every dime. But until then, I don't know, bro.
Let me ask you a question. Is it right that a man can come in a team sport and get preferential treatment like this at the age of 44, 45? It's not like Roger Clemens was a 20-game winner last year in Houston.
But we're talking about a Hall of Famer.
Yeah, we are talking about a Hall of Famer, but we're still talking about a team sport.
But listen to this, though. Anytime that you can pay anybody $252 million over a duration of a contract, hey, what's $28 million? George Steinbrenner know what he wants. The Yankees is going to be a contender. The Boston Red Sox going to falter. And it's just going to be the Yankees. But I'm a Cub fan. So I was listening to you talk about them moving Jock Jones and all that. Alfonso Soriano to come to play. The pitching gets better. Go deeper into the innings and longer in the games. The Cubs will be a contender this year, brother.
You said it right.
All right. Hey, man, it's good to talk to y'all, man. Y'all be good.
Appreciate you calling.
Right.
Tell it like it is.
All right.
Let's see, that's a baseball fan that knows what he's talking about.
That's good.
Good call. Excellent. Cubs going all the way. We'll see them. There'll be a wild card. Milwaukee might. Now, in terms of wild card, as hot as the Mets and Braves are, we might have to win the division outright, but we're going to be in the playoffs. Excellent. But back to Roger Clemens for a second.
$4.5 million per month. They had a stat, he gets $106 per minute.
Wow.
Come on, man.
Isn't that about how much we make here on Tell It Like It Is? About 106. Back up, Stat Girl. Did you check the contract? Is that how much we making?
106 what, pennies?
Is that what?
Per day or
Oh,
per
you
minute?
looked at the check? Oh, forget it. Never mind.
And the man gets to go home in between starts if he chooses to.
And that's my problem with
That's
it.
not a team player.
That's not. And the fact that, like I said, last year, when Roger Clemens pitched for the Astros, he basically had the same setup.
Yeah, he pitched home games.
He pitched home games, and that was it. He went 7-6. Now, a lot of people say, well, that's great, but when he pitched, he didn't get run support. You know why he didn't get run support? Because teammates didn't want to support him. He wasn't part of the team.
It's true.
If you look at the stats of the Astros in terms of their hitting and runs scored when anybody else was on the mound, it was 3 times higher than when Roger Clemens pitched.
I mean, that's...
Now, I know some people say, well, why would it matter if you're a professional, you go out there and do your job? We said it last week when we talked about the weather. They're still human beings. And if you're going to play on a cohesive team, you got to be a part of the team.
That's true.
I think it's a bad deal.
Me too. I mean, if I paid a man $28 million for 4 months, between starts, he gonna go sell some hot dogs. In fact, I'm gonna have it in the contract, you gonna pitch so many innings per week. If you come in and say, look, Roger, I just pitched 8 innings last night. Well, you owe us 3 more.
You know what he need to do?
So you need to go warm up.
No, you know what Roger need to do? He get that old pickup truck what you were talking about at the beginning of the show, get some collard greens, watermelon, corn.
And call it quits.
And right.
He's reaching.
How y'all doing there, baby?
I mean, he's one of those, Julio Franco's the oldest. He's 48 years old.
Right.
And he getting $28 million.
The New York Stankies. They stanking.
Man, pitching bad.
Right.
A-Rod ain't hit a home. I mean, he finally hit a home run now, but
He hit, what, 75 home runs in April. The month of May started.
it's like, I quit. And they got smoked yesterday.
Yeah. Yankee fans,
It's rough for you.
you might want to get your DVDs out from the 90s. Instead of watching, don't watch the Cardinals DVD. They got their own problems. You watch yours from the 90s.
That's right.
Because right now, with your pitching woes that you got there, and the defense, the Yankees can't catch. The Yankees look like our Little League team.
Horrible.
Can't catch a ball. But we still love the kids.
Right.
Now, we talk about one pitcher, Roger Clemens, $28 million. He get to go home. There's another guy out there running off at the mouth,
He need a mouth shot.
Kurt Schilling, Boston Red Sox pitcher. I don't know if you got a chance to hear some of the comments he made earlier this week on ESPN Radio, but basically Kurt Schilling said that, Barry Bonds is getting what he deserved because he admitted to using steroids and cheating on his wife and tax evasion. Barry Bonds ain't admitted to nothing on anything.
Has he been in jail?
Nope.
Is he divorced?
Nope.
Well, he lying then.
Did he test positive for steroids?
Nope.
Nope.
Well, you know what that means? That's a lawsuit.
Lawsuit or a mouth shot. But you know what's even going to be better poetic justice for this? When interleague play starts next month, guess who gets to come to Boston?
Mr. Bonds,
Mr. Bonds will be in
Fenway Park.
Fenway Park, the Green Monster.
With the short porch out in right field.
Exactly.
Short.
And hopefully Mr. Schilling, Mr. Fake Blood on the ankle, will be on the mound.
He won't. He'd be hurt.
It just amazes me how, we get these folks who carry the moral standard in sports and make comments about other athletes and, this guy did this and this guy did that.
Hating. It's called hating.
Player hating from a player.
How many home runs he hit off Schilling?
Yeah.
And
here's the other thing, though.
In the National League.
Right. And I was going to ask a question. Remember when Schilling was in the National League when he played for the Phillies?
Yep.
Now, that was in the prime time when steroids were rampant in the Major League Baseball.
That's true.
Did he say anything or rat out any of his teammates back then?
Nope.
Nope. When he won his World Series ring and guys, if he'd found out guys were using steroids, would he get a ring back?
Nope.
So shut your mouth
You're right.
and move on.
He need to retire too.
He does.
40-something years old.
Yeah, that's another thing. What is baseball and all these old dudes playing?
I thought a young man's sport.
I did too.
Maybe there ain't no good players out there. They got to keep these old guys.
I didn't see, and that's a state of affairs of the sport. When your stars are 40 plus, all of them,
Something's wrong.
something's wrong with your sport. And now they wonder why, with the steroid, how come is Barry Bonds is the only one that's repeatedly talk about when it comes to steroids? And you got all these other guys over the age of 40 that continue to perform at a high level. You think they just doing it because they eat the Cheerios in the morning and, take the high blood pressure
Old
medication?
guys got to stay in shape year round. Ain't no off season.
No. So they
They can't go to Bahamas and sit back, drink fruity drinks.
They're doing something.
They got to be doing something.
They're doing something. Well, keep us doing something and keep Stat Girl doing something. Give us a hit at
She look bored over there.
384-2452. Yeah, I saw over there she was reading a recipe book from Rachel Ray. Yeah, see, we got her on the air right now. She got her head down. I'm glad everybody at home is seeing this right now. That's the lady in charge right there, everybody. So give her a call, put her to work, 384-2452. We talked about this before. We need some type of labor law for our Stat Girls.
You're right. They need to do something.
Do something
Man,
else.
they need to go out and sell themselves some hot dogs.
Right. Now, remember, we gave the original Stat Girl a 3-call minimum to keep her job. We only had one, so
She need 2
backup
more.
Stat Girl need 2 more to keep her job. Now, we just got through talking about Kurt Schilling and Barry Bonds. Barry Bonds went yard again,
10 away.
10 away from Hank Aaron.
I love to catch that ball.
That was the question I was going to ask you. How much you think that ball's worth when he hits 756?
There's going to be some mouth shots. Some rib shots. Some kicking. You better call security. When you catch the ball, you better secure it and put it somewhere. I mean, well, ain't nowhere. They'll reach anywhere to get it. You better be on it. You better have you some New Balance running shoes on to run to security. Because you will catch one.
Now, when you sitting in the stands at this game, you make sure that you related to everybody that's sitting
Oh,
around
yeah, you got to be.
because it's gonna be base brawl.
But you know what's gonna happen, Joe? Some of the ball will come in the stands, everybody gonna be fighting like this, and there will be a guy sitting on there like using popcorn. He gonna be like, oh, what's this?
And then we'll put it in his pocket.
Where's the baseball at? I gotta go to the bathroom.
What's that in your pocket?
Nothing.
I gotta go.
You right.
Yeah, that ball. Now think about it. Bonds hit 714 and 715, tying break Babe Ruth's record. How do you have a record when you're in second?
That's
I've never
They said
understood
if
that.
he was a pitcher, he wouldn't been if he hadn't been a pitcher, he'd have had 800.
And ifs were fifths, we all be drunk.
You right.
So let's get off of that. Babe Ruth is third, so I think we need to stop talking about somebody who ain't even in the upper echelon. I mean, we don't talk about the third place record holder and anything else.
I don't even know now.
But it makes you wonder why we continue to talk about that. But there was a big hubbub when that happened, and now, like you said, we're 10 away. The countdown has begun. Based on his projection, it should happen in about middle of June. Barry Bonds breaking this record.
He be in Chicago too. You gonna try to get you some tickets?
No, man.
Go out in right field.
You need to come with me.
Yeah.
You take him out. Take one for the team.
You better give me some part of that money.
Now, speaking of that, and you talked about Chicago, you know the tradition at Wrigley Field.
That ball won't go back. They might throw
it back.
They might have one say, Little League.
Barry Bonds hits a home run at Wrigley Field.
It ain't going back.
It ain't going back. I don't
No, sir.
understand where or why when people talk about that ain't happening.
And what's the street? And what's the street run along right field?
Waveland Avenue.
This thing we hit 755 out there.
Woo. Call out the National Guard.
Man.
It's gonna be a melee if Barry Bonds
And it bounce against one of them walls and get that kickback going.
Oh, woo.
And a guy reach up there and grab it like this. And he left all this open.
Oh, mouth shot. Eat this.
You right.
Like they
rib
said-
shots, everything.
Like
You
I
don't
said, the
get-
Trident commercial.
You don't get stomped.
Chew-
You don't get a Rodney King beat down.
Chew on this. And that's what they're going to have to do, chew on that. But like I said, Barry Bonds, he's on his way. 10 more. You know what I'm saying? And it's my wish, but, it's a selfish wish that because what Hank Aaron had to go through to get to the record he has, that Bonds gets to 754 and then just shuts it down right there.
Well, Bond's going through the same thing, but it's a different
Yeah.
way. It's
High
always
tech.
going to be steroids involved. But this man been hitting home runs since he came up in Major League Baseball. He's a 40-40 man.
Right. When Barry Bonds was my size, I'm about $1.60, but I'm about what, $1.55, $1.60.
Yeah, when you was in high school. Yeah, he probably was.
People at home, what do you think? 384-2452. Am I $1.55 or $1.60? You decide.
He might be worth $1.65.
I'm not gonna take no more of these insults on TV.
Well, you don't have to.
All right, but you're right. Bonds was hitting home runs back in the 80s when he played for the Pirates.
Had
So,
a thick mustache.
right. And he had a junior Jerry curl. He had a junior Jerry curl with a receding hairline, and he used to
Bobby Bonilla.
he used to salute like this.
Had a 5 head
There you go. Come on, Bonds, bring it on.
with the old Joe pipe hat.
Right. But now, with what's happening with Bonds and the steroid allegations, et cetera, we're getting built up to a lot of events. And last week we had an event that had more hype than anything. Talking about the De La Hoya Mayweather fight.
Well, let's go to the phone lines before we talk about it.
Go to the phone lines. Caller, tell us your name. Tell us where you're calling from. Tell it like it is.
Joe, this is Dan in Champaign. How you doing?
Excellent, Dan. How you feeling?
Calling to tell you to keep up the good work. We're enjoying your show here at the Family Hour.
Thank you, sir.
And Buck 65. Now, I don't know. I went to high school with you. I know that may have been quite a few years ago, but you might be 2 times Buck 65 now.
Dan, I'm drinking Slim Fast, though.
He can't drink enough of it.
Keep the Slim Fast going. We'll talk to you later.
All right, Dan. Appreciate it.
Thanks.
See, now he does remember me from back then.
Yeah, but you in a buck 65 now.
Well, but I'm eating right now. I'm eating my vegetables, my salads, and
Yeah, but you sneaking them double cheeseburgers and milkshakes. They don't pay no good.
they listening.
Let's listen to these callers. Caller, tell it like it is, sports.
How you doing? I'm going to tell it like it is. First, I like the show, and I wanted to make a comment about the De La Hoya fight. And what was that one judge looking at? Because obviously he wasn't looking at the same fight. And
You mean the judge that gave it 115, 113 the Oscar?
right, exactly.
I think when you get a fight like that, and I'm glad you brought that up because that was the next segment we're going to roll into. You get 2 different opinions. You get a judge that likes an old school fighter like Oscar.
Got to knock out the champ.
You know, right? And you use that old theory. You got to knock out the champ. And De La Hoya, even though he only landed 122 punches, he threw more punches. He was what they call the aggressor in the fight. So you get a judge who kind of likes that and says you got to take the title away. But Mayweather was more accurate. I mean, he was hitting him at a 47, 50% punch rate. You know, everything that he threw, he made sure it was on the mark. He controlled the fight in terms of his movement and his defense. You know, the question I got about the fight is, would you want to see a rematch?
Well, nobody paid to see the rematch. It's going to go the same way. I don't think Oscar has the stamina or the quickness or the power to knock him out. And that's the only way he's going to beat him. He's not going to outscore him. The other question is about Barry Bonds. People don't fail to realize that how many times the guy's been pitched around. And he would have got that record years ago if everybody wasn't pitching around him.
So true.
That is an excellent point, caller. Barry Bonds has more intentional walks during the season than some teams have the entire year.
Exactly.
So when he does get an opportunity to hit it, and that to me goes back to his skill level, that his opportunities are reduced by the number of pitches he gets thrown to him. Therefore, he's got to be very choosy and selective in terms of what he swings at.
Yeah.
And he's more successful than anybody else in the history of the game. So,
oh, yeah. He's the greatest all time, hands down. They can say whatever they want about the steroids, but that is not going to put the bat on the ball. And he showed time and time again that when that ball comes over the plate, he's the best at what he do.
Excellent.
Caller,
Excellent
you
point.
think he should belong in the Hall of Fame?
What's that?
You think he belongs in the Hall of Fame?
Oh, beyond a doubt, he should be in already. I mean, his number speaks for itself. Like you said, the road he took isn't the same one that some of the other baseball players take, and nobody's trying to take anything away from some of these other players that have clearly done things that were wrong. So my hat is off to Barry Bonds, and I hope he knocks it out the park and get that number, that one over, and then retires from the game and walk away smiling.
Excellent point, caller. Appreciate your call. You call us anytime. Tell it like it is.
All right.
Take care.
Good point.
Excellent point. Like he was talking about the De La Hoya fight, the build up to that fight,
24/7.
the world awaits. The world awaits Somanex because we were going to sleep watching that thing.
Wow.
It's amazing today, 2007, $19.7 million purse between those two. Richest purse ever in boxing history. 102 million.
Watched it.
No, pay-per-view sales. So imagine how many people are sitting there at 102 million pay-per-view sales. Let's say you got an average of 10 folks at fight parties, etc.
Then you don't count. You got to count the bootleg.
The Ray and them watching.
Ray cable company.
Hey, where that speaker wire at? I'm gonna hook this up.
I got the fight tonight.
Right? Really? How you don't even have cable? Shh. Come on through. But even with that, with all that build up, all that money, Golden Boy Productions, he went in there like Frankenstein to fight that fight.
He needs some money.
He must have needed something because he didn't want to fight. And Mayweather, I know there's a lot of Mayweather fans out there. I like a slick boxer like that, but he really had no effect on Oscar in terms of his punching power. It was a lot of rat-a-tat-tat. You know, if it was an amateur fight, he blew him out.
Oh yeah, he outscored him.
Right, but this is a professional fight. And you want to see these guys go in there, and I think just like with all the other sports, because the money's getting so large, these guys are doing just enough.
When was the last time you had a good boxing match on television?
That is an excellent question. You have to go back to when Evander was in his heyday, Mike Tyson, Riddick Bowe, you know, those guys were fighting. The last good fight in the past, I'd say 6 years, was when Felix Trinidad and Bernard Hopkins fought.
Yeah.
You know, and that was for the welterweight, middleweight title. So
It's not any good with us.
you don't get any more good fights, and I think the thing that boxing has to do to get boxing fans back, you got to go back in the day when we were watching ABC Wild World of Sports.
Yeah, put it back on TV again.
Just put it on free TV.
Don King ain't gonna let that happen.
If 102 pay-per-view sales have occurred for this De La Hoya Mayweather Snooze Fest, they're gonna keep it on pay-per-view. Yeah. They don't care. They're not trying to save the sport. It's about the money.
It's all about the mighty dollar.
Sad but true. Now, you know, we got a few minutes left in the show, and history was made today at the University of Illinois.
What they do?
The University of Illinois hired Joletta Law.
Miss Law daughter.
Miss Law daughter. Mm-hmm. Yeah, girl. You see Joletta on TV?
Did you?
Mm-hmm. Got hired. Joletta Law, congratulations. Welcome to Urbana-Champaign. She is now the new head coach of the Fighting Illini women's basketball team. And it's history for several reasons. Well, I just got the finger that said, shut your mouth about Joletta. We're going to go to these phone lines. That girl, you hit the right button now. Call her. Tell us your name. Tell us where you're calling from. Tell it like it is.
My name is Dennis L. Weber, and I'm calling from Champaign. And I'll tell you something. What they ought to do with boxing is just give it, whoever wins gets the purse. Don't split it up. Don't give $10 million to the loser, and don't give $15 million to the winner. Give it all to the winner and watch them fight.
Excellent point. Question for you. How many people would get in the ring if they had an opportunity to walk out with nothing?
Well, I'll tell you what. How many people would get in the ring if they had a chance to walk in there and win it all?
What?
You know?
That's true.
Yeah, that's an excellent point. I think my buddy over here,
Hey, I like that.
I think we could put him in the ring for $15 million. I think we could bring it home.
No.
Well, see?
Now, the other question for you, pay-per-view.
Yeah.
Do you think it's destroying the fight game as we know it?
You know it has. I mean, it's paying a whole bunch of. If you're going to get $10 million, whether win or lose, you know.
Well, I give an effort.
Yeah, you give it an effort, but I mean, you're still going to get $10 million. But if you knew that you had to fight for all of it or just hospital bills, wouldn't you think that you're going to give it a heck of a lot more of a effort?
I think so. And I agree with you. And as I said earlier, I think that's the reason why you're starting to see these type of performances, not only in just boxing, but in all professional sports, because as the money gets larger, the effort gets less.
That's exactly right. That's what happens. I mean, good grief, you're going to get paid for just showing up. If you ain't going to do it,
Take this $1,000 and go home.
Yeah.
Well,
You're going to give me $10 million for walking out there and taking one swing from Mike Tyson? I'll get in the ring with him. Oh, what the hell? $10 million?
Well,
Now, if I go in there and I know that I'm not going to get $10 million, I'm going to get hospital bills paid. I'm going to go in there and I'm going to bite, I'm going to kick, scratch, and everything else. I'm going to try to win.
Well, you're going to put on a show.
That's what it's all about, ain't it?
There you go. Well, we appreciate you calling. You call us anytime and tell it like it is.
Okay, sir.
You take
Have
care.
a very good night.
Appreciate it.
Yes, sir.
He's right.
I like that.
Yeah, I like that. Winner take all. Go in there and, you know.
That make you think.
Think about it. You can have like on the ring apron with the deal or no deal girls with a suitcase, and they got all the money. Right before the fight starts, she just go.
And you doing that? I want that money.
And
that money.
if you want this money, you got to go do your
them
thing. Hey, ring that bell. Boy, it'll look like the Tasmanian devil.
How many rounds would it go?
About 2.
Because they be tired.
They be so tired. I want that
I tell you what, I split it with you. You just fall down.
Just meet me in the back. Quit
You
hitting
get
me.
it back. Man, I ain't say nothing like that in the ring.
You wouldn't even be in the back. I'll be in my limousine. Back to the casino. But before and that was an excellent call. Call us anytime. Tell it like it is. We're talking about history. Joletta Law. She was assistant at Rutgers. Vivian Stringer. You know, Rutgers was runner-up this year against Tennessee for the women's national championship. She is now the new head coach of the women's program here at the University of Illinois. And super kudos. Number 1, an African-American is now the head coach of a revenue-generating sport. Now, obviously, the women's program you can't put on par with the men's program, but this is history in the making.
Yes, it is.
So to that, we applaud the University of Illinois and Ron Gunther to make a courageous decision. And obviously, you know, people can say, well, this is something that should have happened a long time ago. Well, it happened today. So we have to give credit when credit is due. She's got credentials out of the woo. She comes in, as I said earlier, worked under one of the top college coaches on the women's side, Vivian Stringer.
She's second lead.
You know.
I would say all-time lead. I forgot who that
right,
is.
you better go down to Tennessee. Knoxville. They don't.
They don't play that.
No, they don't play that. That's their game. But Vivian Stringer, heck of a coach.
Yes, she is.
Now, here's one thing I found out about Joletta Law. Do you know she played for the Harlem Globetrotters?
The Harlem Globetrotters.
The Harlem Globetrotters.
Not the other team.
She didn't play for the Washington Generals.
She played for the
She
red,
played
white,
for
and
the
blue.
red, white, and blue Harlem Globetrotters.
That is good.
That means not only does she know the game,
she knows some tricks.
She can play the game. And finally, we got somebody in here who's going to bring in some enthusiasm, because if you got a chance to hear a press conference, she said not only will Illinois win the Big Ten, they will go to the NCAA tournament, and they will win a national championship.
That's good. Good goals. Them the highest goals you can get in college.
But to say it,
ain't nothing wrong with saying it.
That's my point. There's nothing wrong.
You gotta come in there. You gotta come in there with guts and glory. You just can't come in and say, "Well, thank y'all for letting me this opportunity for me to become the coach, and I'll try to turn the program around." No, you hit them in the mouth.
Joletta, we gonna fish or cut bait? Joletta said we fishing.
And cutting the bait too.
She cut the bait and went fishing. So we must applaud her for her statement today.
But one thing about it, will she get a 12-year commitment? Like Professor Grits?
They say, will she have tenure?
We'll find out.
We're getting ready to find out. But we're embarking on a history-making decision today, and all we can say is kudos and good luck to Joletta Law and the Illinois women's basketball program. If her statement is any sign of what's going to happen for the future, big things will be happening in the Assembly Hall for years to come.
It won't be 500 anymore.
No, won't be 500. Now, before we close out the show, you know, we've turned it into a tradition these past few weeks of got a little new program I've been watching, you know, recently.
No, not Dancing with the Stars.
Yep. Dancing with the Stars,
They got
man.
you hooked too. Wow.
Like a fish. Now, but here's the thing.
Will you dance for us on TV? Can you do one of those?
You know, I would do one of those.
We get some music.
The foxtrot. And give you, oh, you don't, yeah, see, Billy Ray, I get it, the achy breaky, you know, Apollo Anton, I get, no, not tonight. See, I didn't wear my dancing shoes.
Well, you make sure you bring them next week.
Right.
We want to see this.
But the reason why I bring up dancing.
Table dance.
Now wait a minute now. Stack Girl, you got some singles?
It's a whole different show.
That one comes on about 12:30 a.m. on a different channel. So, see, you got my table. I can't be doing my table. As Dan called in, it's a family hour. Can't do no. The kids watching. Dad,
they want to see you
Mr.
dance.
Stovall's doing the table dance. They don't want to see that. What they want to see is Layla Ali dancing. That's what they want to see. And I've been watching.
I want to see a box.
And now, you want to see a box, I say dance. But here's the thing, you know, Layla kind of thick.
Right, she is.
And you know she's engaged, you know. Just, you know, I'm just trying to picture how the exchange went in conversation between her and she's engaged to Curtis Conway, if you didn't know, the ex-Chicago Bear wide receiver, used to play for USC. You know, I'm just picturing her and
she probably did this. Me and you gonna get married, right?
Sure, Layla.
Where my ring at?
Hold on. I got it. It's around here. I got you.
You stay here. I'll be back. I gotta go out to Hollywood.
Okay.
Just think about when they get in arguments.
What arguments? You gonna argue with me?
Look,
how you gonna argue?
If I was engaged to her and she dropped her, I said, now you know your hand. You're a professional boxer. Your hands is registered as deadly weapons. You hit me, that's attempted murder.
No, that's murder. She hit you, it's over. So
I saw her in Louisville box a couple years ago.
Right.
And I had some binoculars to look, and she's the most beautiful boxer I ever seen. She don't even look like she should be boxing.
But the problem is she does. That's why, like I said, when you watch her on Dancing with the Stars, you can't believe that she can go home and knock you out and get a beer and watch while you laid out on the floor.
Yeah, eat some pee.
You know, let's listen to Curtis Conway's, because you know when they get married, he's gonna be Curtis Ali.
Oh yeah, he will. His name will change.
She ain't gonna be Layla Conway. She's Layla Ali.
What's your name?
Ali.
Say it again.
Ali.
Louder.
I love you.
It's Mr. and Mrs. Layla Ali.
Exactly. See, Stack Girl understand what we're talking about. Mr. and Mrs. Layla Ali. But if you haven't got a chance to see her, check out Dancing with the Stars. She's, you know, what they down about.
Three couples.
She knows too.
Right.
Who are the couples? Tell us who the couples are.
Layla,
Apollo,
and
Come on.
Ian? No, it's four. Ian and
help us out now.
the boy band.
The one dude, but yeah, you know, we ain't looking at him.
You are watching a master at work.